are back, y'all. Welcome to another episode of More Than the Title. I'm your host, Jarrett Thomas, Chief Revenue Officer at Outside the Box Digital. You know I got my boy, my co-host, my brother, your favorite CEO's favorite CEO, Chadeo. What's good, baby?
We in the building, man. We in the building. Listen, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna steal your line. I'm excited about this fucking episode. I ain't gonna lie, like, you know what I mean? But I gotta say the motto, you know what I mean? If it ain't bright, it ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We got. You see the colors on now. You got the colors on, nigga. We got colors out here. You know what I'm saying? See my man in here with the colors. You got on black, man.
All
It's
black.
summertime, man.
I'm always blacked up, nigga. You never know. You know what I'm saying? But we wanna before we start in, we got a special guest. But first of all, thanks to all the supporters, the followers, y'all. We growing and glowing every week because of y'all. And we appreciate every bit of it, man.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And plus, shout out to our exclusive distribution partners, the Live Podcast Network.
Yes.
If you want other great content like More Than the Title from Black creators, support, download the app, go check them out. Shout out to Angel and the entire team, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But let's get it going, yo, you know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna go the long intro
Hold on,
route.
wait. Now, forget the long intro. Let's set the precedent right now.
Right now.
For this
Right now.
brother,
Fact.
before we bring him on, just so you know, this is our first, MTAT's first live in-session podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Number one. So for this brother, he wanted it. I said, let's do it. And we're going to make it happen so you understand how special this is for us.
Facts.
And we're about to get crazy. I'm about to get crazy right now, boy.
Let's go. But no introduction needed, man. My guy Champ from My Expert Opinion, baby. What's good, my dude?
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the
show.
Don't laugh off production. You know the vibe. You know the vibe.
Brooklyn shit, you.
Yo, let me
Yes,
tell you,
sir.
let me set the precedent real quick, right? I want to tell you, on some real G shit, like, I respect this man so much because we just met him like a month and a half ago.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And we met at a mutual friend's mixer.
Yeah, Chastity.
You know what I'm saying? Right?
Shout
And it
out
was
Chastity, honey.
get these compliments.
Catch these
Catch
compliments.
these compliments, which was a super dope event. And we just connected. And I just want to start this off by saying, like, being a man of your word, right? Not only did we link at the event, but he made the promise. He said, yo, anything I need, yo, I'm gonna come on the show. He made the promise. He stuck to the promise. And a month and a half later, he's our first live guest, man. I appreciate you just for being a real one. Cause I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Nah, I'm gonna keep it 100. You could have been on your celebrity shit.
Nah, I'm not like
I'm just
that,
keeping
bro.
it.
I'm not that type of guy, bro.
I'm just saying you could have been.
Oh, you could have.
Right?
That's a lot of
You
them out
could
there, bro.
you were on a platform where your name garners a certain amount of respect and attention. You could have been like, yo, y'all not ready, you know what I'm saying, for whatever. And we'd have had to deal with it.
No,
so
now
I
I'm gonna keep
respect
it
the
real
dope,
with
you
you,
know
bro.
what I mean?
I just did that with another podcast. So it's in me, you heard? I did that with another podcast where they was like, yo, can you come on the show? And I was like, all right, hold on a minute, let me check something. I looked through it, look through their shit and all of that. I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
Because basically, it's like, yo, I'm doing more for you than you're doing for me. And I'm on some shit like, okay, we can build something, but it's like, you gotta have some type of
facts,
foundation.
facts,
You know
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Y'all got traction.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
shout out to
Appreciate you.
like Jarrett said, shout out to our listeners and our followers. We are charting on Apple under 200.
Business
Yes,
category.
under business
y'all,
category, we are
the
charting.
BX, y'all,
You know what I'm saying?
business
So
out
we
here.
under 200 in the United States already. So
Nice,
you know what I'm saying?
congratulations
Yeah,
to y'all,
man.
man.
So we appreciate y'all, man. Yeah,
That's
We'll
what's
get it
up.
for that, man.
You
That's
know
a
what I mean?
big deal right there, bro.
Yeah.
Appreciate
So-
you, bro.
So let's
Let's start it from the top, bro.
let's
You
get
from,
into
you
it,
from,
man.
You from BK, bro. Let's
Right.
start
Yeah,
from the
from
top,
Brooklyn.
man.
Yo, first of all, let me quell all of this shit. All right? That people be coming up to me in the street and all
Right.
that thinking I'm from fucking Queens or some shit. No disrespect
You got
to
the
no
bucket
other borough.
on though. You got the LL look.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it
You got
is.
the LL.
I ain't shaved this morning, man. Don't judge me. I ain't shaved the
I'm
morning.
saying, yo, time out. Yo, I know you gonna hit me with the pause.
Pause. He paused. I said pause, nigga.
You swole up. You know what I'm saying? You got the bucket on. You got the LL kind of look.
I know,
what I mean?
but the thing is, I didn't shit. I got the
I
little
got you.
George Jefferson thing going on, so I can't be on camera
No, of
with
course,
hair,
facts,
nothing up
facts.
here. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But I'm from Brooklyn. Like
Right.
I'm born, raised. I still got a crib out there.
Right.
Something in Jersey. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I am a Brooklyn native
Shout out to
to
Brooklyn.
the core, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, we love Brooklyn. We from the Bronx.
Right.
I feel like Bronx and Brooklyn, two different sides of the same coin. You know what I'm saying?
I agree
like,
with that.
I'm just
Same
keeping it
with
100
that.
with you.
Same
Like,
shit,
I'm
different
comfortable
smell.
in Brooklyn all day.
Very.
And I know Brooklyn dudes that's always in the Bronx comfortable. Like, you know what I
I
mean?
also know a lot of you. They ain't comfortable to go to the other side.
Well, I'm just
You know
saying,
what I'm saying?
man.
It's a lot of y'all. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
always wild people in every borough,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
always places that obviously you show respect when you walk into
Of
somebody
course.
else's territory. But I'm just talking about the general mentality of it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
it
we
doesn't
one in the
shift
same-
from borough
yeah,
to borough.
Yeah,
Nah.
yeah,
It doesn't shift.
We both not Queens motherfuckers.
Yeah, nah.
It's a difference.
Yeah, it's a big difference. Shout out to Queens.
Shout
man,
out to
but-
Queens,
Shout
though.
out,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
I ain't go for. You know what stands out, bro? Because like I said, I'm a fan.
Yeah.
We all fans of the show.
That's
you know
a
what I'm saying?
fact.
Thank you,
And
thank
so
you.
the real talk. Shout out to the entire My Expert Opinion team. Like, you know what I'm saying? What makes me stand out with you, bro? I like your interview style. Is your mindset, especially for everything that you've been through, bro. Like, where do you think you got that mind? Or where did you get that mindset to dare to be different, bro? Because I got brothers right now that are doing 20 right now.
Yeah.
I got brothers that's coming home right now that don't have the go get it mentality. They already checked themselves out the game, bro.
Well, that shit is innate. You know what I'm saying? Like either you learn it over the course of time, you know, being in the street. So with me, I did 4 different state bids.
Yeah.
I did a juvenile bid. So jail was all I knew for a certain period of time. And the transition didn't come until my last bid. That's why there's a change now.
Gotcha.
Right? Because any other time I came home from prison, I just got to it.
Yeah.
I'm coming to rob, I'm coming to steal, I'm coming to do whatever I got to do to make sure I'm good and my peoples are good. But that mindset changed once I got my education.
Dope.
Right?
That's dope.
That was the biggest thing in my life. Like if I'd have got my education at a young age, I'd be fucking all the way up. But everything happens for a reason and better late than never. When I got my during the course of the time when I was in Fishkill, upstate New York, getting my education, the transition mentally started when I started learning different things I never had no idea about.
Right.
You know what I mean? And learning different ways to tackle the market, right? To find voids in the market, how to fill them, pause. And how
Pause. He paused. I said pause, nigga.
He goes come in post production.
I had to catch myself.
Yo,
Yo,
shout out to
Gat,
being
man,
on
that
point.
was for you, Gat.
Yo, he knew that shit was coming post-production. Pause.
But I started learning a lot of new shit, and
Yeah.
it made me look at people different. It made me deal with people differently, and then take the skills I learned in the street and say, I could use this in the business world. Jay-Z did it.
Facts.
Fucking, there's mad people that did it that come from where I come from.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? But as far as to answer your question, as far as the show is concerned, I learned that in school, that skill.
Yeah.
While I was in college, learning to sit and listen. I did debate teams and stuff like that in college and jail. So I learned how to listen and wait for somebody to make a claim where they have no evidence. And I'll sit there and I'll listen. I might be quiet for the first 45 minutes.
Right.
And then I'll circle back and I said, well, at the beginning you said A, B, and C. So,
Exactly.
expound on that because what I believe is this. And here's the evidence of it. So you tell me what you think. You know what I mean?
And that's what makes a good podcaster, being a
Tell
good
me,
listener.
listen,
You know what I'm saying? Being a good
how many
listener,
times
curious.
on how many shows I backtrack? Like, I heard you say this, but we got to go back to this point. I do that shit
Right.
almost
'Cause
every
sometimes they be
fucking pod.
freestyling, bro.
You do it like 17 minutes later.
Because
To be real,
I
though.
gotta let them get through their like you said. I listen, right? And sometimes you gotta let a person just like you said. I let you talk, but it don't mean that you dropped a jewel or you said something that I want to expand on, and we got to go back to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So shout out to. Let me just make you laugh real quick, and this how you tell like similar mentalities. On the way driving here, you know, we recording the footage for our B-roll. And we spoke about everything you just talked about the whole educational system. It's 30 minutes on this camera right now. The whole drive down about the setup of this capitalistic society and how they prepare you for jail.
Absolutely.
Where they
Facts,
don't
though.
teach you certain
School to
things.
prison pipeline.
You
That's
understand
it,
what I'm
yo.
saying? So for
Real
you to just say
talk.
that, is bing bong. We just said that 20 minutes ago on the conversation down. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
shit is
yeah.
real,
So
yeah.
let me ask you this though. I had a friend of mine and a couple friends of mine that came home from being incarcerated. I know Columbia was doing a real big college program helping inmates not only get their education there, but Columbia also does like I don't want to call it an internship program, but it's a program that helps acclimate you back into society when you come
like a
home,
reentry.
right? Like a
Yeah,
reentry
yeah,
program,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So you said you went to college in prison. What school was that? Was it Columbia?
Bard. No, it was
Oh,
Bard
oh,
College.
Bard.
But
Okay.
we're synced with Columbia.
See,
So,
there you go.
yeah,
Makes sense,
yeah,
right?
makes
You
sense,
see,
yeah.
makes
so
sense.
with Bard College, it's called Bard Prison Initiative.
Okay.
That's what it's called. So
Okay.
It's a bunch of private investors or donors, I should say, that want to see men and women get their education in prison in order to bring down the recidivism rate and the crime rate in the free world.
I mean, it only makes sense.
It makes sense.
Yeah, because nobody comes back.
Right.
After you get your education, like none of us have ever been back to prison.
Wow.
You feel me? Like it's a zero recidivist rate. But what Columbia does is, so say you get the highest you can go is a bachelor's.
Right.
Right. When you're coming home, Columbia will pick you up.
Right.
They'll say,
and that's
yo,
what they
here
for
go.
My boy.
Yeah. They'll pick you up and they'll put you in the program.
Right.
They'll whatever you trying to study or whatever the case may be, they'll line you up.
Shout out to Columbia.
Shout out to them for doing that.
Because you know
Shout
they're
out to
Ivy
Ball,
League.
too.
They're Ivy League.
Yeah.
They don't have to do that shit. Okay.
Nah, they don't.
And their request rate to be in that school is ridiculous. Their waiting list is ridiculous. So shout out to them.
And it's crazy because ex-convicts are skipping the line.
That's what
You know what
I'm
That's
saying to
crazy
you.
But
shit,
shout out for y'all for wanting to do that. It wanted to be a program. If you didn't have the right mindset, yo, I'm gonna do this. You like you said, we could have came home, nigga. I'm straight. I'm gonna get to the bag. I'm gonna do what I need to do.
But let's talk just real basic common sense. Because sometimes niggas common sense train skip stops. Bing, bong. Next stop, 3rd Avenue. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? From Treatment. Like, let's talk, let's keep it real. I said it's coming down, right? PhDs, masters, PhDs, doctors. You're all these smart, air quote. I gotta do this air quote shit. These smart motherfuckers, right? That develop these systems. So tell me what prison is supposed to do. What is the purpose of prison?
Rehabilitate.
To rehabilitate you to make sure that you don't do the same thing that got you put there, right?
Yeah.
But if you give me no fucking common sense, common sense, if you don't fucking educate me on nothing, then what the fuck you think I'm gonna do? It doesn't matter if I'm there 2 days or I'm there 2 years.
Right.
If you don't give me any type of program to give me even the possibility of an understanding that there is something I could be doing different, then what the fuck do you expect me to do when I come home?
Exactly.
So now, I got to do my research a little bit more, but I heard that they were trying to cut educational degree programs in prison. I heard about it, right?
That's a fact.
And I heard they was trying to do it on a national level, and I was like, so again, common sense train, right? So what the fuck do you expect people to do if now you're cutting the educational programs?
Well, you gotta understand, it's a business.
Private business, of course it is. Of course it is.
The military industrial organization is a private business.
Right.
Prison is a private business. But the thing is that they're more concerned with punitive justice instead of restorative. Right? You go to other countries like Switzerland, Norway, they have apartments in their
Now, I
jails.
seen that. Did you
see
see that?
Right? They got keys to the
Hold on.
joint, they got jobs.
The guy shook his hand when he welcome to prison. Let me show you your room. No, I'm
Respect
serious. Like
everything.
Met him at the gate and said, "Let me show you to your pod." 1-bedroom apartment.
Yep.
I seen what he's talking about. Crazy.
And them dudes are never going back.
Yeah.
They're never going back. Like,
No bars. You have the key to your door. You can decide to come out, when to go back. It's crazy. And I'm telling you, I ain't gonna lie, some of them apartments is kind of fire.
Better than some shit.
Better
some nitrous shit.
I'm like, damn, Oakwood floors. Talking about over there, nigga. These niggas is living. I'm gonna have to go rob a store in Sweden. Just get locked up for a little bit, like vacation.
But that's what it is though.
Yeah.
And it's the thing with prison, like with me going in and out and then looking at things in retrospect, it's like I spent a lot of time in solitary confinement.
Right.
Like I said during
Right.
the panel.
Yeah.
And you start to learn a lot. You're reading a lot. You're learning like, yo, this is something's wrong. Like I know I did something wrong in a free world to bring me here, and these are the consequences of my action. But goddamn, what the fuck are y'all doing? Like y'all putting me in here 23-1.
Yeah.
That punitive justice, like y'all not giving me no options except a GED.
Yeah.
And that ain't gonna get me but so far. So I shout out all the time the private donors.
Yeah.
Those rich folks, the bourgeoisie, that as they call them in Marxism.
Yeah.
I shout them out because they said, nah, I could give some money to that.
Yeah.
I wanna see lives change. That's how you change lives.
Yo, that's crazy. You know what I'm thinking too, as you say that, bro? I couldn't imagine solitary confinement, bro.
Yeah,
like the mental torture that it does, bro. I'd be counting the dots on the wall and shit. Like, how did you keep yourself right? What was the lowest point that you had in that point, bro? And how did you get over that? I'm just curious,
Well, it's
bro.
like, when you first go to the box, I first went to a solitary confinement as an adolescent.
Right.
In C-74 in Rikers Island.
Right.
And when I was there, that was like gladiator school. Like, if you wanted to eat, you had to fight.
It's still gladiator school. That's why they want to close that shit.
Yeah, no, it is. But like
crazy.
what it was back then, it was
Yeah.
crazy when HDM and all that
Yeah.
shit was
Yeah,
open.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing was, it was like a psychological thing that happened to me at a young age being in there. Like I conformed my whole way of thinking around that.
Right. Gotcha.
Right? It's like, yo, when I go to solitary confinement, I gotta fight for my respect. I gotta fight to eat. I gotta fight for some level of freedom inside of a fucking lockdown cage, right?
Crazy, bro.
Like fucking adolescents 3-4 times my size coming to my cell telling me, yo, give me your clothes, give me your kicks, give me your PIN number for the phone. What?
Yeah.
You out of your mind? And I wasn't now I'm gonna keep it real. This is for all the young people that watch this show. I wasn't like that before I went to jail.
That's real.
I was not a street nigga like that. I wasn't busting no gun.
Right.
I wasn't doing none of that. I was going to school. I was taking care of the things I needed to take care of for my family. But once you go in there, it changes you. It changes you. You don't come back the same person.
You have to change.
So that, like going through that year after year, come home for 6-7 months, go back in. Come home for a year, go back in. Yeah. Right? Yeah. I was programmed like when I go to jail, I'm lit. I already know what it is. Ain't nobody gonna tell me nothing. I'm gonna get the police on lockdown. I'm gonna make sure I got the quad on lockdown. I'm gonna make sure I control the food. I'm gonna make sure I control the TV. I control the phone because I know what it is already. Exactly. But I was trained that way. And it turned me into another person. So by the time I got upstate New York and I went to the box the first few times, I'm talking about fighting for my life.
Yeah, that shit's crazy.
Like
bro.
being in the cell with a nigga that's 3 times my size. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, nigga, nah, you gonna sleep on the top bunk. I got the bottom. Word? And you gotta be smart about it. I can't just go run up in a nigga mouth that's 3 times my size. I gotta sit and fucking strategize. Yo, sign up for law library books. Yo, I need all the books. Yeah, I'm trying to fight this case. Boom, boom, boom. They give me 10 fucking books. Now that nigga sleeping, he getting slapped with all of them. Yeah. Cause I can't physically beat you.
I was like, this nigga studying his ass off.
Wait, I ain't gonna lie. I thought he was gonna say he was gonna build like a little
shit.
So at least you come in, you got the books around, doing some shit. I don't know. Or you remember Gladiator, right? I thought you were gonna put the books underneath the shirt and tape them to his body.
Yeah, niggas do that too.
Like that shit, right?
Omar
Like,
shit.
you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm thinking he was gonna do that. Like, nah, I got the law library book. You know, like tape to my chest. So he trying to pop me, he can't get nothing. Like, he gonna punch a spine. You know what I'm saying? He said, I'm smacking him with
that's what it is. It's like, you know, you have to sleep at some point. So how you gonna be tough with me and try to debo me, and you gotta go to sleep at some point.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. Once I got to a point when the stints I did in the box would be the most I had did prior to the 2 years was 6 months. So when I had to do 2 years, I fucking was selling weed all over the jail.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it caught up to me, whatever. They gave me a new charge and all of that. Damn. I go to the box and I'm like, yo, this is gonna be my life from 2010 to 2012. Right. All right, I gotta figure this shit out. You know what I'm saying? So books, man. Books, writing every day. At first it was hard, you know what I'm saying? No freaking. Yeah. It wasn't easy. But I got through it, and the pivotal moment is like what I talked about at the joint. It was like, you know, I felt like at a point I was maybe like, I think I said about 8 to 9 months in. And I felt like, what is my purpose? Like I'm sitting in here for all this time. What the fuck, God? What do you have planned for me being in this shithole? You know what I mean? And you know, I prayed because I was about to commit suicide. I was done. I was done with life. I'm like, yo, I'm done with this shit.
It's a high rate of suicide for solitary confinement.
Absolutely, across the country.
And we'll talk about that because they're trying to ban solitary confinement.
As they should.
Now.
Yeah, they limited a lot of shit in New York. They already started that in New York.
They
so
should,
we can back to that. So yeah, go ahead.
But you know, one day I was in my cell after dinner, and I was just like, I had everything set up. I had the sheet tied up and all that. I had the air vent thing put together so that when it was time after they did the count, my lights was gonna be out.
No, hey.
And I said, you know, let me say a prayer first before, you know, I take this course of action. And I said, you know, God, if I have a purpose, is there something I'm supposed to do, then I need you to give me a sign right now because I'm done. I'm ready to come up to you and do whatever got to be done up there or down there. And because it's better than this shit. And
that's real.
Yeah,
that's
bro.
Super real, man.
And I was like very like deep into it. You know, I was crying, everything. And I say about an hour or so later, they did mail call, and they dropped some mail in my cell. So I said, let me look at my mail. All right, my grandmother, Shorty, Moon, what's this? Thomas Baker.
Your pops?
The fuck? It was my dad. right? I didn't know my dad all my life.
Right.
So, excuse me, when I seen that, and I sat there and read it over and over, it was like maybe 20-some pages.
Oh, damn.
And I sat there and read it over and over and over, and it just quelled everything that I was gonna do. And I said, okay, I have a mission. I have a purpose. Because I was reading so many books and getting that knowledge, knowing this, but I just needed to see something physical. And God showed me the sign, and you know, obviously good thing I didn't do that. You know what I mean? But it's a real thing. Suicide is a real thing.
That shit is crazy. For it to happen the same day, for you to hear from your
same
pops,
day,
bro.
yeah.
If you don't mind me asking, you still got a relationship with him right
Yeah,
now?
yeah, that's
Gucci?
my guy. Yeah,
that's
that's
super
my guy,
dope,
yeah.
bro. That's super dope.
Divine intervention?
Do you think not? Shit,
They
like,
call it,
I'm saying,
so listen,
you tell me, bro.
let me tell you something real
Divine
quick.
intervention?
I'm gonna tell you something Robert F. Kennedy Jr. told us
that was a dope
on an
episode.
interview. Thank you. He told us about serendipity, you call it? So serendipity is when you ask for something of the universe or of God, or you question something and God shows it to you right then and there. Immediately. So it could be in a physical equivalent, or it could be spiritually, or you have an epiphany or something. And that's what that was.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of men and women who are incarcerated aren't aligning themselves spiritually to the point where they're actually talking wholeheartedly to God and saying, yo, I need you right now. You know what I mean?
Real.
I think,
That's real.
so you touched, again, like we gotta backtrack.
mad-
a couple
yeah,
times.
that's mad gems,
You hit
bro.
a couple joints, but just on that, right? I think people take it very lightly when they see men and women go to jail and find religion in jail.
Yeah.
They take it lightly.
Yeah.
They think that it's for protection.
It's the cop out. That's the
But that's not
the
true,
branding of it.
right?
You know what I'm saying?
What I believe is they finally got somebody to get through to them, to say what needed to be said to make it make
The right
sense.
moment, yeah.
Because we all can be ignorant.
Right.
It's human nature to be ignorant, right? Think about it. We are mammals. We activate on what's called learned behavior from when you're a child. You get taught how to behave, technically, right? So everybody has a different language of communication. What you might understand, I might not understand it that way, right? It's like learning. I'm a visual learner, he's an audio learner. You learn differently, you understand things differently. So sometimes it takes for you to be in the right space at the right time and then hear the right message.
Absolutely.
You feel me?
I agree.
Absolutely,
And then,
bro.
so that's what I believe. Like a lot of these dudes that go in, and I'm not saying it's not obviously some that do it for protection. I understand the protection that Nation of Islam will provide, or Christianity or whatever,
Muslim brothers,
Muslim,
yeah,
whatever you
Nation of
join, right?
Islam,
Because they run
right.
as a group.
Yeah,
Right.
facts.
But I do believe that a lot of people find themselves right within the word, and they start to pay attention to themselves more and say, oh, now I understand me. And once you understand yourself, you understand what triggers you to be the way that you are.
Right.
And then you can start saying, now I know what my triggers are. I can either stop them, or when I see them coming, handle them differently.
Right.
Yeah.
See,
feel me?
the thing is, though, is there is a difference between religion and spirituality.
That's a fact.
And that's one thing about me. I never attached myself to a religion in prison because of the stigma.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Blood,
Right.
Crip, Muslim, Christian, Protestant, whatever. I was like, nah, I'm not doing none of that. You know what I'm saying? But you can get in touch with God spiritually one-on-one without being a part of a sect. You know what I'm saying?
I tell everybody every day, I don't have a religious denomination. I'm a spiritual brother.
Right.
I live my life based on a set of morals that I feel like should be adhered to by any man, right? I try to provide for my family. I try to be a protector. I don't abuse people. I give out the energy that I want to get back in general. And that's it. I'm not perfect, but I try to live my life every day walking a certain path so that I know that if I walk this way, it'll minimize the shit that I get into.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
One thing I've never heard in jail. Where the fuck the Jehovah Witness brothers be at?
I
never heard them in jail.
So the funny thing is that I grew up a Jehovah Witness
Word?
as a
That's
kid.
crazy.
I've never heard of them in jail.
I never heard of them in jail.
Nah,
They
they in there.
tubers.
They in there. They low. It's super low, but they in there. They come from the nearby congregation around the jail, and they come and do meetings in there with the selected few. But I grew up with Jehovah's
Do they
Witness.
go by on Sundays from cell to cell? You knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. No way I was letting that shit go.
Knocking on the cell?
Knocking on the cell. Listen, brother,
that's
nasty.
you got a minute.
Nasty work, bro.
There's no way you lined that shit up and you thought I was letting it go, bro.
That's
There's
nasty.
no
If
way
they
you
do it
lined
out
it
here,
up.
they should be doing
If
it in
they did it
there.
out there, I expect
Yeah.
you to knock on this cell at 7 a.m. You can set your watch that Jehovah's Witness is gonna be my wake up call for child.
That's a fact.
You're mad about that. We on the topic too. Yo, what was some good? It's hard because I hear a lot of my brothers come up. It be some good memories. So I be like, how the fuck you be? Motherfuckers be freestyling, rapping, be so many in this fight. What is a good memory that you have from being there that helps you today?
Oh well, getting my degree.
Okay.
That was a very proud moment. Getting my degree, making my grandmother and my mom's finally happy about something I did right.
Super dope. And it was a graduation though they pulled up.
Well, no, we didn't actually have a graduation because I finished my degree around the time COVID hit.
Oh,
So we
fuck.
couldn't, they shut the jails down and all of that. But I got my degree right before I got out. You know what I'm saying? So, it was just a proud moment. They came to visit me. This is like in 2021 now.
Right.
And it just made everybody proud. But proud moments, man. Just every time I got out.
Yeah, right.
That
Like,
was
you
a proud moment. Like, cause it's not like, I'm gonna keep it real. Like, I was so locked in prison. Like, there's really no proud moments, bro. I'm sitting there shifting through my mental Rolodex, and there's really no moments where you're like, yes, this is amazing.
Like you was a space champ or something like
I wasn't with none of that, bro. Like I work out.
Got you.
And I was on my business shit heavy. Like
Heard you.
wherever jail I went to, it's like, yo, who got the bag? Who got the bud? All right, let me holler at you, bro. All right, this is what we gonna do. My last bit I did 7. Before that I did 6. Before that I did 3. Before that I did 2.
Right.
And
So
before
quick-
that
so-
I did 2 years
so-
and 3 months of adolescence.
So quick math, 2 decades.
Essentially.
Yeah.
More time
Quick
in
math.
there than out here.
Then more time in than you
Yeah.
had out. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
But I mean, I really can't see no problem. Well, no.
Look,
I got one.
okay, here we
I got
go.
one. Hold on.
Okay,
I
yeah.
got one. When I found out that I was gonna go, get into the college,
Right.
Dope.
that was a very proud moment for me because it was 300 men.
Right.
We sat in the visiting room area and we had to take an entrance exam.
Got you.
So I always been a good writer.
Right.
But obviously me getting my degree in liberal arts made me way better.
Right.
But we all sat in there. We had to pick from 3 topics. I chose to talk about James Baldwin, and I wrote a thesis about him, and then I wrote a 5-page essay, and that was the one that got me to be one out of the 16 guys.
Got you.
Out of 300.
The finalist.
Yeah, the finalists
Right.
to go for the interview
Right.
with the head professors or whatever, and I did the interview with them, and they was like, yo, we love what you're saying. We think you have a great opportunity here, whatever the case may be, but that don't mean shit.
Yeah.
And then like 3 days later, I got a letter in the mail saying I was admitted to
Dope.
Bard College,
Wow.
and that was a very proud moment because it was so many OGs. Excuse me, it was so many OGs around me that was pushing me to go.
Right.
Like that's the new network I sat around.
Right.
Like the older heads that was in college that's debating about calculus and the history of New York City and all of this shit. And I'm like, yo, what? What are y'all talking about? Where y'all learning this shit?
Yeah.
They're like, you gotta go to school, little boy. Like,
See?
you know what I'm saying? So,
See?
so that was good going to them in the yard
Right.
later that day. Like, yo, I got admitted. They're like, yeah, champ. Everybody giving me praise. Like, yo, you gonna nail that shit.
Yeah.
So that was a proud moment for me.
That's super
Yeah.
dope, bro. And what shit, bro? After you accomplished all of that, bro, what was the first day out like, man? What was the first?
Oh, my first day out was
like?
simple. You gotta remember, I've been going in and out forever.
Yeah, you already
So
know
it's
first
like,
day out. You got a chance for the
become-
people.
Shower, go get an outfit, go get some
Nigga,
cheeks.
busting
Well,
cheeks.
Go get
no.
some cheeks. I go get some cheeks. Listen. Look. Nigga was in his phone. Hey, big head. Hey, big head. Hey, big head. Sent out like 20 hey, big head texts. First one respond, getting his work.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I had I'm gonna tell you a funny story. It was hard for me to get out. No freaky.
Yeah.
It was tough. So the back line to this is that when I was in there, I helped start a business, the
Gotcha.
magazine, YKTV magazine,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, we was
So
gonna get to that too.
Yeah.
We gotta
That's
get
super
to
dope,
that.
super
Yeah, so I wasn't always like favored. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you know, you making money in prison through a business that administration know, your peers know.
Yeah.
You know, certain people you running around with, working out with, they feel they could get free favors and all that. Yo,
Yeah.
send some magazines and da. But not understanding it's a business.
Yeah.
Like, we're not making no money right now, my
Yeah.
nigga. Like, you just want me to give you shit? No, that's not happening.
Yeah.
So that garners some jealousy, envy, things like that. Then certain, you know, corrections officers, they didn't like me for the fact that, like, I was good.
Yeah.
I was chilling. I didn't want or need for anything. And everybody would come to me for shit. So with all like the different jealousy and envy and stuff going on at that time, I had a lot of haters and stuff around me, whether it's administration or my peers. And I did do a good job at connecting with certain people that were next to artists out in the free world. So like, say, God forbid, you was in there with me and you like, yo, Uncle Murder my man. And I'm like, all right, get him on the phone. I'm gonna interview the nigga over the phone. I got my guy who owns the magazine in LA. He puts everything together, boom, 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 and we ship it out. So that's how I connected with a lot of artists while I was in prison, because I was just, by the grace of God, dudes came into my housing units or in the jail that knew artists in the street.
Yeah.
But anyway, the day I was supposed to come home, I went through a lot of shit the last 2 years. As far as like going to the box for like 30 days, little stupid stints for being out of place, or having too many magazines in my net bag, or having too many packs of cigarettes. Like, they just started.
You think they
poking
was
at
fucking
me.
with you?
No, they was fucking.
Okay, I was about to say.
Absolutely.
It sounded like they just fucking with you,
me.
right?
They wanted a reaction out of me.
We get them to do something stupid, we extend the sentence.
They do it more as your day get closer.
You know, because you're a short timer now. You're a short timer.
But the thing was, they didn't know I was going home. I used to spin a narrative all the time. Like, the day I went home, niggas ain't know I was going home.
Got you.
You feel me? Like, but. So what happened is January 2021, I went to a parole board, right? Again, this is my 4th bid, right? I was on parole when I caught that bid. So parole was like, yo, we want to see you, because you just can't stop. Like, you just out of control. Yeah. But I'm like, yo, I got this in a padlock. I got my degree. I've been doing course curriculums. I've been doing mad shit on the positive side. So I go in front of the 3-panel fucking commissioners, and I plead my case. I got all of my shit together, and 2 of them was like, yo, this looks very good. You know, we definitely.
Oh, you had the one.
But I had the one. And the one that was just charging me up.
Yeah.
Like, yo, I don't believe you. You're more comfortable in prison than you are on the street. You never succeeded at anything out in the free world. Yada, 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 going in. So I'm like, they's like, so what's going to be different now? I'm just like, I'm not coming back. It's very simple. I have an actual plan. Yeah, which I showcased to you guys already.
The plan.
Right. Yeah. So long story short, 2 weeks later, the counselors called. It was like 60 of us that went to the board that day. They called all of us down to get our decisions. Yeah. So, you know, a nigga nervous and shit like that. I go down there, everybody popping in the envelopes. And they made it. They made it. I'm like, oh, I'm good. These niggas made it. Yeah. This nigga got 25 for 3 bodies. I made it. He said, I'm only in for burglary.
3 times worse than me.
He made it. I'm gone.
Pause. He paused.
I
said pause, nigga.
I'm going. I'm out of here.
I'm like, yo, I'm
a cannibal, and they let him out.
That's a fact. And I'm like, yo, I'm here for burglary. Right.
This nigga eats people.
I ain't even killed nobody. But
being a cannibal is pause.
Pause that. Turbo pause. The turbo pause, bro.
Not eating nobody.
He said, if this Jeffrey Dahmer getting out, nigga, I'm a free man
Gotta
tomorrow.
let my ass go.
Facts.
But so yo, out of all of those people, I was the only one that got hit.
Damn.
Yo,
1 out of 60.
I got a hit. Yup,
Get
that got
the
hit.
fuck out of here.
I mean, it may have been others. I don't know.
Right.
But as far as the collective that was there and they was popping their envelopes, they made it.
So let me ask you this question though, real quick. Just for your board, you had to have a unanimous, because you said 2 was good out of the 3. So normally it's the majority.
No, they all disagreed. That should be bro. That should be a whole fucking play, bro.
Oh no, because you said you had because when you said it, you said you had 2. That's why I'm like, if you got
deck.
2 out of the 3, it's the vote that you get out.
They responded positively within the meeting, but that one asshole went off on me. But the other 2, they wound up agreeing with him.
Damn.
So now I look at the shit. They hit me for 2 years.
Right, I'm about to say 18 months and probably to your next boards.
They gave me 2 years, so I would have been going back to the board in 2023. They hit me and they said the explanation, yo, you're a recidivist, you're a threat to society.
Yeah.
All that dumb shit, all that stupid narrative that they push. So I'm stressed.
Crazy.
I'm stressed, bro. I'm stressed. So I'm not talking to nobody. Like, it took me 2 days to call my peoples and tell them that I got hit.
Right.
That's how stressed out I was. I was so confident that I was gonna make it. So now I'm chilling. I was like, you know what? I talked to my godfather. He's my godfather in Ifa. Okay. Right? So my Baba Lao.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So I talked to him and he was like, yo, what are you worried about? And I'm like, what do you mean what I'm worried about? I just got hit with 2 years. He said, no, you're going home. Like, chill. He said, I'm not going to tell you when because it's going to change how you move. But he said,
see that shit?
Yeah. He said, I'm not going to tell you when because it's going to change how you move. You're going to be a little cocky. And
right,
you know how
yeah.
You got a day, it's a wrap.
I said, but I'm going home. He said, yeah, you're going home. I ain't going to tell you when, though. I'm like, all right. He said, but stay on the path.
Right.
You have a path. You have to stay on that path. If you veer from that path, you're going to be in there longer than you think. I said, all right. So I said, you know what? Let me go back to school.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to school. So I went and signed up for the master's program that they had in Sing Sing. So I would have been moved from that jail to another jail.
Right. Which is closer anyway.
Yeah.
Because Sing Sing's closer.
Yeah. Sing Sing is
20
way
minutes
closer.
up.
Yeah,
20
right
minutes
on the
up.
Metro North.
Yeah, 20 minutes up.
So I say, so this was January this happened. Third week of January. The last week of February, the police is like, Smith Baker, go see your counselor. I'm like, all right, get dressed, go down there, see my counselor, Mr. Burrios. So he was like, yo, you got a parole address? I'm like, yeah, I got a parole address. Why? He was like, yeah, so you're going to be going home May 3rd of 2021. No, look, right? He like, you going home May 3rd of 2021. I'm like,
gave you the date.
I'm like, yo, come on, man, fuck out of here. Why y'all be fucking with me
Yeah,
on time?
yeah.
On the nigga.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, yo, y'all playing with me.
Yeah.
So I literally got up and walked out. I left.
I reject the offer.
I'm like, fuck y'all.
Don't be in jail.
Yeah,
don't wait. You lined yourself up for that one. You lined yourself up for that one. Take me to jail.
Word, bro.
Right.
So I left. I walked out. I walked back to my housing unit. And three officers came up and was like, Smith Baker, you need to come back down to see a counselor. So niggas is like, yo, what the fuck is going on, champ? Now that's another thing. Niggas think a nigga telling for everything. Yeah. A nigga get called to see their counselor. He get called to the clinic. Yo, that nigga telling, son.
Wait. But you got called twice back to back. Back to back.
Double
scoop. That's a double scoop. He got a double scoop. This nigga snitching. He's snitching. Nigga giving up his grandmama.
But here's the thing. When I went back to the crib the first time, I told niggas what happened. I'm like, yo, these niggas is playing with me.
But you know niggas lying all the time.
Yeah.
Honestly, sidebar, what snitch, honestly, knowing you might get killed, depending on where you are for what they even think you might say, be like, yeah, nigga, I gave up the whole team. You're not going to come back and say that.
That's tough snitches.
Yeah.
There's some out there.
Bro, there's some tough ass snitches in jail, bro.
That come back and be like, nigga, I told on everybody.
They be like, nigga, yeah, you going down, and I'll fuck you up. And they be fucking niggas up. That's a fact. They far and few.
Yeah,
it's not a big population of them niggas, but they exist.
That's super nasty.
So
when you get snitched on and you get fucked up.
No, that's like a double whammy.
It's like
a double whammy. So not only did you get me more time, but then you beat my ass after it. That's crazy.
And I'm scared of you. I don't want no problems with this nigga. He told and he beat me up. That's nasty.
Only thing I can think of is a nigga like Adabisi walking with.
That's what I was gonna say. That's the triple whammy.
That's what I'm saying, right?
They booty bandits. They'll beat your ass and
then take your ass.
Yeah.
Look, I beat your ass and then look. Now after I fuck you up, get in the cell.
That's a fact.
Nasty. Yo, go to school, kids.
Yeah.
You don't want this life.
You don't want this
life.
Bro.
So anyway, I go back in there. They come, and they like, yo, listen, you gotta go back down there. I'm like, all right. So I get dressed, I go back down. So he's like, listen, close the door.
Like, I'm not playing with your ass.
He was like, sit down. He said, listen, man, I'm gonna tell you this. I looked at, I know your history and stuff like that. He said, but you're going home. I'm telling you this, you're going home. He turned the computer screen around and was like, this is the day you're going home. He said they made a mistake. And I was like, what the fuck?
How the
What
fuck
you
did
mean
they make a
mistake?
mistake?
He said, well, I had a flat bid, right? 7 years. So I didn't actually do a full 7 years. I did 6.
Got you.
Right? As a conditional release date.
Gotcha.
Right? So I said, what the fuck they made me go to the parole board for? He said you wasn't supposed to go.
Because you only had a year left anyway, right?
No, I had a few months. Like I said, so January of 2021, I went to the board and I wound up, my CR date on paper that I didn't know was May 3rd of 2021.
That's crazy.
So I could have told the board, fuck you, I'm going home in May.
But they should have transferred you downstate for your short time anyway. You should have never even been up there.
They changed all of that.
Oh, okay.
They changed all of that.
Okay.
They don't put you in downstate.
I'm about to say,
Queensboro
I'm about to
that.
say, they're going to transfer you to downstate for your short time.
I was right there in Fishkill. So
Okay,
I was
got
still close to the city.
you.
But he was like, they made a mistake. He said, you go home May 3rd, 2020. That's exactly 6 years from the day you got arrested. He said, so you could have denied going to the board. I said, nigga, you didn't tell me that.
Wow.
You made me go through this whole fucking song and dance.
And
emotional
emotional
distress
stress that
nothing.
shit put on me, bro.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Real quick, just think about that. We talked about the moment when he felt like committing suicide.
Yeah.
Imagine, or for that mistake, that shit could have pushed him over the
Edge.
that could have pushed you over the edge. And now, what if before the security guards or the correctional officers got to your cell, you went upstairs and just did what you did?
Yeah.
And then they found out that shit was a fucking mistake?
Yeah.
Facts.
And I'm not the only one that happened to. There's a lot of brothers
That
out
shit
there
is
that
crazy.
happens
That's
to
why it
every
needs to be
day
told.
in
Facts.
prison. But, excuse me. So now he's like, yeah, I need a address, da-da-da. So we going through the song and dance. So now I got to keep face.
Right. Got
Now
you.
when I walk out, I don't want nobody to know this
Right,
shit because
right,
my
right.
godfather told me, listen, Michael, don't tell nobody.
Yeah.
Because some shit gonna come at you. I'm like, all right.
Well, they'll do that to get you more time, get you another
yeah,
charge
niggas
and all
just
that.
be hating, bro.
Yeah.
That shit is nasty.
If I'm here,
work.
nigga, you here.
Nasty.
Right.
Yeah.
So now I go back to the cell. Niggas like, yo, what happened, Chip? I said, nah, they just wanted to update my shit and all of that. You know how that shit go. They was like, oh, all right, cool. So in the jail I was in, it was no cells. It was a medium correctional facility. So like the phones and everything is out in the open.
In the
or
open,
whatever.
yeah.
So they had a phone room. So I told niggas, I said, yo, listen, after the police did the count and walked away, I made an announcement. I said, yo, listen, I got to make an important phone call to my grandmother. Don't nobody come in that phone room. All right? Please.
Yeah.
Please, nobody come in that phone room.
Got you.
So he was like, nah, no doubt, champ. All right, cool.
Yeah.
So I go in there and I'm like, yo, I'm coming home. You heard? I'm like, yo, I'm coming home. Yo, call such and such. Call this person. Call that person. Da. You know what I mean?
Tell
And then-
Tamika.
Yeah. And then I walk out
Yeah.
the phone room and I'm like, yo, it's good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a hell of an act, though. I ain't gonna hold
Yeah.
you.
Yo, it's
To be able
hard.
to be able to
Yeah.
contain
hard.
your joy
With
from
that, it's
having the
hard.
anguish is crazy.
Now, fast forward. I'm holding face and everything. The day comes for me to go home. There's 3 other guys in my housing unit that's going home that day too. So the night before, like I low-key packed my shit. I gave, like, there was some of my solid guys
Of
that
course,
I
of
fuck
course.
with.
Yeah,
So I
hold us
gave them
down,
a bunch
yeah.
of
Of
shit.
course,
like,
of
yo,
course,
take
of
this,
course.
take the food, take the mags.
Of course.
Yeah.
So niggas is leaving. One by one, 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And the house unit I was in, I can see the front gate,
Yeah.
right? See people leaving and coming in. So I'm like, why the fuck? So now I can't. It's like I gotta get on this phone now. I gotta see what the fuck is going
But
on.
do they give you a date, like a time before? They be like May 3rd,
Bro, no,
11 o'clock? They
no,
get
they
that?
don't give you no time.
I never,
Oh,
when
no.
I was,
I've
we
never-
never got a
I've
time.
never
I've
been-
never got.
for all
Whenever-
the listeners,
that's
I've
like
never
being in
been.
jail, nigga. When you get called
Nigga,
by
I
the
was-
judge, you get called, nigga. They just call
I
your
would
name
be
and be
there at
like,
11 o'clock.
that's it,
nigga.
yeah.
How do you not count down?
Yeah,
That's
nah,
how
Yeah,
I'm
nah,
like,
you
yo,
know,
I
that's
had my
crazy.
girl. I had my girl sitting out there since like 8:30 in the morning, and I see her in the car, and so I had to get on the phone and call central office in Albany through 3-way, like breaking the rules. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, listen, DEPA program such and such. Like, my name is Michael Smith Baker. DIN number boom boom boom. I'm not supposed to be here. I'm supposed to go home this morning. I have all my paperwork. So he was like, all right, we're gonna make a call to the facility and get everything straightened out. In the meantime, go see a counselor. So my counselor wasn't there. I went there, and it was some other chick, and she was like, yeah. She looked my shit up. This is how fucking devious these motherfuckers are. They look, this fucking white chick looked my shit up, and she like, oh no, you're not going anywhere. You still owe 90 more days from a parole parole violation, a parole from Tom O from 2004. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, man.
Nah,
I'm
no
like,
way.
get the fuck
Nah,
outta
no
here,
way.
yo.
That's
Right
nasty
now.
work.
Right now.
I'm like, get the
that's
fuck out
nasty
of here. I
work.
didn't believe it, bro.
Yeah.
So she was like, yeah, that's what it is, unfortunately, and this, that, and the third. And there's mad dudes, they did this shit too. Some niggas fought it, some niggas didn't. So now I go back to the house, get back on the phone, get back in touch with the Devil programs, and he's like, no, that's absolutely not true. I'm about to send an email now. And
So
literally,
she
yo,
tried
bro,
to-
before I hung up the phone, they was like, Smith Baker, pack up.
She tried to keep you in there for an extra 3 months on
Yeah, bro.
GP.
That's
Yup.
Because she could. Look at me.
Wow.
Because she could.
Because she could.
So now, how many situations like that that's not being told? How many brothers and
Yeah.
sisters going through that shit right now, y'all?
But
lot.
if you
know what I'm
don't
saying?
know, you
Real
don't
talk.
know,
That's-
bro.
Yeah.
But, but that's why it needs to be said, bro. I would have
Yeah.
never known. Like, you don't know that shit.
But here's the thing, man.
Yup.
Here's the, it's, I gotta play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
I done been locked up, but I never did no serious. I beat on my cases.
Yeah.
I beat on my
know it.
cases, God
Yeah.
forbid, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Even the last year when I
Yeah, that
Yeah.
shit was
laid
stupid.
out
Nah,
the
I mean,
6'4"
you heard.
nigga.
The
You know what I'm
nah,
saying?
me,
Yeah,
you
you know what I mean?
You know, you gotta show the footage.
I got the footage, Jack.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I
got
mean?
the
nasty
Yeah, you
work.
see
It's
that? What you talking about, homie? Like, shit ain't gonna end well for you. But
nasty. Shout
let
out
me
to
tell
him.
but they told you this shit wasn't gonna end well for you, right? Then leave me alone.
Stupid.
But my thing is this, right? I gotta play devil's advocate, right? They're gonna say, like, if you didn't do what you did, you would have never been here in the beginning. There's a lot of people. Listen, be clear.
No.
I'm not gonna sit here and advocate and say I didn't do stupid shit. I did a lot of fucking dumb shit. But in the time that I was doing it, I didn't realize it was dumb shit.
Right.
What I realized was this is my learned behavior. This is what my whole hood is doing.
No, but you gotta get specific.
No, I'm just saying, but I just want to give you a general
I-
tactic on it to understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
When you grow up in a society that trains you to be something, then you get mad at me for being what you trained me to be. That's deep. You understand what I'm
it's
saying?
super deep, bro.
So I don't understand this dumb shit. I understand it's survival, or like you think about what he just said. I'm going to solitary confinement. It's a fight for my life. A lot of people in the hood feel like that every fucking day.
Facts.
It is a fight for your life every day. I have to be this way or I'm going to get eaten up. And I'm not going to get eaten up.
But this is a perfect time. That's what I'm saying, for content purposes, bro.
Yeah.
I was just at a barbecue. I was just in Virginia, bro,
Yeah.
Richmond. My family and his family, like, we're family. You know what I'm saying? Grew up in Forest Projects, right
Yeah.
on Tent and all that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Right.
Fat
Yeah, I'm
Joe.
from- yeah.
You know what
Fat
I'm saying?
Joe
Like,
and all them
they
niggas.
know the,
That's
they
my-
know the
yeah, they
Thomas
know
family.
what it is.
Joe, if you see this, the
They know what
Thomas
it is.
family, you know what
You know what it
You know
is,
what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Right.
I'm from 730. Niggas
Yeah.
know the 12 building.
7:30.
Yeah, I'm from
Yo,
there. That's a
it's
fact.
7:30.
That's a
His
fact.
name was Bad Chad.
That's a fact. The whole hood knew me as Bad Chad.
I'm in the barbecue. My family
Yeah.
like, nigga, you and Chad right now? What you're doing is fucking incredible.
Yeah.
This nigga was like Lil Chris from Friday. Nigga, I'm chasing this nigga on the bike. Nigga's like, I'm ready to whoop his ass. Nigga beating everybody up on the block. Crazy shit,
This
bro.
big. This big.
Crazy shit.
Yeah.
Now I was like 4'11" forever. Like the
shit.
littlest, I was like the Tasmanian devil.
Right,
I was the
right.
littlest thing, but once you press go, that was, long story short, it took me 3 elementary schools to graduate elementary school. 3.
damn.
I started getting
Real
kicked out of
shit.
schools in the 4th grade.
Real
The
shit.
4th grade for stabbing niggas up. Like I was that kid. Like
Right,
4th
right.
grade, nigga.
Yeah,
4th grade.
He's off his rock.
I was off the
Oh,
rocker.
that's
but
crazy.
but again, that's the system I'm raised in.
It's the environment.
Right?
That's it.
But what I want to say is, look, he dropped so many gems though.
Facts,
Look,
though.
this man said, yo, I was in the streets doing what I did in the streets, right?
Mm-hmm.
I went to jail. But you started in school before you got kicked out of school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I was in school.
absolutely.
But look, so he learned a certain amount in school, but look what he learned in jail. We cannot skip over that shit. Jail made you a fucking business major. You cannot skip over that shit.
Yeah.
There's
And
no
it
way
don't
we
make
can. Hold on,
everybody that,
hold
bro.
on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Before the
don't make
college,
everybody
before anything, listen to what the man said. He said, I went to jail, right? After a certain time in jail, it changes you as a person, right? So it changed him, some will say for the worse, but it actually changed him for the better because it taught him the value of education. And before he even got his formal education through schooling, he learned how to work the system as a business.
That's
I'm
it.
selling bud. I've got the
That's
phones. You understand what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like,
bro,
that shit is crazy.
There's a lot
Right.
of niggas that's
You're right.
institutionalized.
You're right.
But
You
but
don't-
look
you don't
but
get
look
that
at what
vibe.
it took for him
No, I'm
to
definitely
get
not
that,
Yeah,
into
bro.
you know,
Nah,
you know,
nah.
some niggas that come home, nigga, they on their cell phone like
Yeah.
this, and niggas
Well, the thing is because I always was going in and out.
like, exactly.
So that's why I defend certain people that been down for a long time,
For like
20, 30 years.
20 years.
And they come on there, some of them are institutionalized. With me, it's different. Anybody who's a recidivist is like, you never went to jail before. You understand? And then me getting my education, I could walk. It doesn't matter where I go. It's like, hey, Michael Smith Baker, how are you? You know what I'm saying?
But we're talking an average person. If you do 20 years of your life, at the way technology advances right now, at the way the world moves right
You're
now,
backwards.
you walked in with a fucking black and white TV and walked out. You know what I'm saying?
With a smart TV.
Smart TV with
social
a.
media,
First of all, you
all
picked up
that
a phone
shit.
and said, "This is a TV? What the fuck?" It's
But
how do you?
but that's
come
a
on,
great
like, you know what I'm
question.
saying?
How did you acclimate to that, bro?
Yeah.
And like what was your support system like in jail? Because I do want to get to, I'm pretty sure, like for all the fans, like what was your relationship like Math when you were going through that?
Yeah.
Oh, so no, I didn't. I met Math last year.
Really? So that that's
Yeah,
super dark. Never know. I thought y'all had a
didn't-
like long standing relate. That's
No,
super
you
dope.
would
You
think
didn't
so.
even know him before
Yo,
that.
you would think that was from back in the day.
Thought
So
you knew, I thought you knew him like in the hood
the
growing
way
up
your
or something.
chemistry is
Yeah.
on camera, you would just think that's my man,
Nah,
100
bro.
grand.
Me and Math met last year at the Made in America Festival in Philly,
Fire.
and through our therapist.
That's even
So I was
crazier.
seeing
Dude,
a therapist when I first came home to get my mind right. Because obviously we always think we got it all figured out, but then I knew it was still some traumas and stuff I needed
Facts.
to
Yeah,
fix.
you have to.
Facts.
Yep,
So I
yep,
always
facts.
push therapy to anybody who's
Facts.
coming out of that position or if you're going through some shit out here.
Yep, nothing wrong with it.
And she was like, I know the perfect person that you could work with.
See?
And I'm like, who? And she was like, Math Hoffa. I said, that battle rapping nigga?
Yeah.
She was like, yeah. I said, you got that podcast? She was like, yes.
Not the battle rapping nigga.
No, I ain't gonna lie.
Right.
Shout out to Shaw Newell.
Yeah,
I'm just like, yo, what
crazy.
the fuck we gonna work on?
Yeah.
So she was like, trust me, y'all just need to have a conversation. She knows us better than we know ourselves to an extent. You feel me?
But
Characteristics and all of that.
value in the
So-
relationship.
Right.
Relationships
So,
are currency.
like, we talked over the phone maybe once or twice, and then I just happened to go to that event through my man Drenstar. Shout out to Drenstar and Duce.
Shout out.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We did.
So I
I'm
just
drinking
happened to go
dirty
there.
brown juice just for you. I'm a tequila nigga.
Appreciate you,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, of course.
So I'm in the joint. I'm VIP section, Duce Lounge, and all of that. I'm feeling myself a little bit, and I seen his co-host outside the venue, and I was like, I said what's up or whatever, like that. And I was like, yo, y'all going in there? They was like, yeah, we just waiting for Math. I'm like, all right. So I go inside, I'm chilling. He walks in. Now this is gonna be the first time we meet each other face to face, and we kicked it for like an hour and a half.
Did she tell him about you like she told you about him? Did she
Yes.
kind of make that
Yeah,
informal
yeah,
introduction?
yeah,
Okay, got
yeah,
you.
she did.
Got you.
Dope.
That way it's
Math,
an informal
whenever somebody
introduction.
asks Math how we met, he said, yo, it was an easy layup. That's all he says.
Right.
It was
Fire.
an easy layup.
Fire.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But yeah, we met, we chopped it up for about an hour and a half. I'm explaining, giving him bits and pieces of my story. I had magazines with
Yeah.
me. I'm like, this is what I do, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Like, yo, come by the shop on Tuesday, man. I like your energy, man.
Yeah.
And that was on a Saturday. And that was the Uncle
Gotcha.
Murder and
Oh,
Tony
God,
Ayo shit.
you tied it right
And I've
in.
been there ever since.
Yo, that's
been
so
ever
fire.
since.
Yo, that's so fire,
Yeah.
bro.
Because I came, but that's the whole thing with the purpose shit. Like going
Yes.
back to that, right? I wouldn't have seen this shit.
Yeah.
You feel
No,
me?
that's
Like I
fire.
wouldn't have seen it. I saw myself just being a nigga that helps make magazines and does marketing and advertising, and I could possibly manage some artists because I'm linked and da 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 da.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see me being on a big ass podcast and bringing some value to that shit. You know what I mean? And it was just like, honestly, again, remember I said at the beginning, going to school and learning marketing and advertising, business administration, you learn how to fill a void in the market. So that's also filling a void in the institution.
Solving the problem.
So let's say I'm in you
Message.
guys' institution. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Sales,
fact,
Exactly.
bro.
Let's say
Solving the problem.
I'm in you guys' institution.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something that's missing. I know how to fill the void.
Facts.
And that's what happened with Math. There
That's
was certain key elements missing, and it's not even on the business tip. It's just emotionally, energy-wise,
Yeah.
being
Experience-wise.
strategic. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
just having
that's
that
a fact.
loyalty.
That's a
Like,
fact.
Yeah,
I'm
facts.
like,
Yeah.
yo, bro, he asked me, he questioned me about everything, and I respect that because
Yeah.
he's been through a lot of shit.
Yeah.
For sure.
But I'm like, yo, bro, I'm a loyal nigga, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going nowhere, bro.
Yeah.
Like, everybody
That's
could
rare.
leave you and spin
Yeah.
off. I'll still be here, bro. I'm one of them niggas, even if you're wrong.
Yeah, that's so fire.
You know what I'm
bro.
saying? And we've been tight ever since. And he told me I sit in that shit.
So what was that first conversation like, bro? Because
Crazy.
like, because like I said, we're not gonna get into it because shout out to the other brothers and all that other stuff. Like he was at the height. COVID's popping up. You guys are growing, exploding, and all that, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he could have chose anybody in the world. Like you said, the divine intervention, bro, that he chose you and you just met him, bro. What was that first initial conversation like? It was just like, yo, I'm doing this. I got my magazine. I got the business. You're solving a void, filling a void.
I'm not going to lie. It was me selling myself to him.
Yeah, because if I'm mad for the reason why I'm going to that, bro, I'm looking at my empire. I just left some situation. I'm going through some turmoil. Yeah. I'm not letting anybody in this motherfucker. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a fact.
And for you to come, like, I thought he knew you for 20 years and he put you on.
That's what I thought. I thought y'all grew up together or something like that.
Bro, I'm pretty sure everybody, if we just saw this, bro, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Champ, bro, because that's what I thought, bro. Yeah. Real shit.
But that's how you know that something is meant to be and it's organic. Exactly. Look at the way we met.
Yeah, facts.
I feel like I'm around my brothers.
Yeah, facts.
You are.
Feel me? You know what I'm saying? And that's because the thing is that there was certain elements and things missing. Mav is a very family-oriented person.
That's us.
Right? Just like you guys. So now, being around him, I noticed that off the rip, and I'm the same way. Yeah, I'm good. All right. I'm the same way. So now it's like,
gotta make sure the logo is pointed toward the camera.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
Brandon, baby.
Yeah, I'm Brandon, baby. Come on, man.
But I just made sure that I observed. So like, the running joke is the first time I came to the shop was like I had been there all the time. Because I came into the shop, I got comfortable, I walked and got myself a drink. Yeah. I'm saying what's up to people, boom, boom, boom. I had a Lumix camera, because I didn't know what I was going to be doing there. So I came with magazines, I came with a camera, I'm taking BTS photos in the background. You know what I'm saying? So it was like the running joke with Chastity is like, yo, I was trying to figure out who the fuck you were. Because I'm the PR girl.
Is he a fan or is he the new intern? Or
he just came in like he fucking been there for years.
But you came prepared. You came through empty hands.
Right.
Solving the problem.
Nigga said, now,
and if there was a problem, ready.
Nigga said, Mecca, you know you don't sit in that chair. That's my chair. You sit over there.
Nah.
Like, yo, real talk. But like, yo, bro, like, you didn't even. What was that first interview like? For you to come in there and you know Yayo. Yeah. What are the odds of that? So like you get in the chair.
That's too many coincidences to
be a coincidence.
No.
You wasn't in the chair that
I wasn't in the, first of all, I didn't get in the chair. Here's a few things. One is, it ain't even been a full year yet.
Right, okay.
That I've been on the show.
Got you.
Two is, I didn't sit in the chair until Albie Al's interview.
Yes. Got you. Yes.
So I was around.
Got you.
So I sat on the sidelines for Derrick Rose, Uncle Murder, Tonyeyo, Crooked Eye, and Joel Ortiz. Yep.
I love Joel Ortiz.
Albie Al, I was actually going to interview him for the magazine, and I was like, yo, you should come to the show. He's like, you on that show? Word?
Solving the problem.
Yeah. Solving the problem.
Yeah,
connecting the dot.
We interviewed him. The interview did well. I sat next to him, and after I sat there that first time, I was there ever since. Because then after that, I helped bring Bobby on board, Bobby Shmurda,
that's
different guests.
And that's crazy too, bro, because I'm also thinking, because I know you got the magazine, because shout out to Don Diva and all those, like the pioneer for like the J-Pay stuff and all that. Like for the jails, like I forgot, I can't think of his name off the top of the head, because that's the homie.
Don Diva's the
OG. Part
about K-Slay?
No, not K-Slay is part of that. K-Slay. But there's also another one. It's a Harlem dude. We used to hustle. We used to
Sub-Zero?
From Stop the Bank. We used to rock with them. You know what I'm talking about, bro. He used to be a hustler down there. Light-skinned dude.
Right. Sub-Zero?
Not Sub-Zero, bro. He used to hustle like on back with like
Rigo.
We'll
plug it in.
We'll plug it in later on the back end, bro. But like he started that. So what made you go into the print and like the digital? Like what is your plans for YKTV, bro?
Oh no, so I mean,
start with the magazine itself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The magazine.
How'd you get to that? Yeah, why magazines? Like
here's the thing. Being in prison, you know, we don't have no internet access.
Right.
Factual.
Right.
So being that I was technologically savvy already, I used to get, my girl used to send me mad pictures of everything going on Instagram. Because that's what I wanted. I wanted to stay in the loop.
Oh, got you.
So I'll be the only one that they do the mail call. I got a package from Free Prints, and I got 200, 300 fucking pictures. And I'll be in the day room just looking through shit, laughing. Oh, shit, this shit crazy. Yo, this nigga Vlad, boo, boo.
Right.
Yo, that meme is bad funny. So niggas is like, yo, what the fuck is that?
Right.
I'm like, oh. My bad, my nigga. All right, so here's the deal.
You ain't got
There's something called Instagram.
Right.
There's something called Facebook. There's something called Twitter.
You've been down a long time.
Yeah, break it down. So and that turned into a thing where it was like I was the guy that there's arguments going on in the day room. Yo, ask Chip.
Yeah.
He can tell you. You know what I'm saying? When it came to social media or whatever. So I'm like, yo, So my brother, Mr. Gyro, out in L.A., who is the owner of the magazine, we was talk all the time, and he was like, yo, I was like, he always wanted to start a magazine.
Got you.
And I was just like basically the person that was like, yo, we should do it, and here's why. Right? Because this is what I'm seeing
that
around
shit,
me.
man.
Solving
a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what I seen was that there was a lack of knowledge of social media. Dudes didn't know how to make a business out of it. They didn't know how to use a smartphone. Like I used to draw stuff out and show them how a phone works while I was in there. I'd be in the yard like, yo, I'm trying to work out. Yo, champ.
Yeah, how does boom?
And I'd be like, yo, bro, I gotta work out, my nigga. Like I'll talk to y'all niggas later. Like y'all gotta bring out a pack of Newports or something. Like because I ain't know just gonna be doing this for free.
I could dig it.
Facts.
So essentially, that's where it started. We just started. Me and my partner in LA, Mr. Jarrett, we just started conversing, throwing ideas. I started writing stuff out. Yo, what we gonna call it? Yo, let's call it Gyro. Gyro, what's that mean? Get your rocks off. Let's call it that because we got pussy books and everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that idea for the name came to me while listening to What's Beef by Biggie. When he said, got my rocks off.
Yeah.
I jumped out my bed like, that's it. That's the name.
Right.
Message.
And but we wound up switching names as the Vibes magazine now because it's more current.
Of course.
Times and stuff like that. But
it's more trendy.
It's way more trendy.
Yeah, it's more trendy.
Now.
So, that's essentially how it commenced. And once I seen, there was a lot of fucking stressful fucking shit.
Yeah, I could imagine.
With that shit, bro. Like, niggas lost a lot of bread.
Before you go, think about it now. You transitioning from technically being a criminal to being a CEO, an entrepreneur. That's a huge fucking jump with technically at that time no formal business training.
Yeah, only street.
You understand?
Street
Let's try it again. Let's do it again. You're going from a criminal in the world's eyes to an entrepreneur with no formal business training. You opening up a magazine. Of course, it's gonna be stress. You have no training in business at all. Just your instincts.
Just a grandiose idea.
And an idea.
And that was it.
Yeah.
And again, it came to me while I was getting my education.
See?
So it didn't just happen.
Everything lined up. Everything foundation lined up, bro.
And it, yo, bro, I mean, literally.
Shout out to your godfather. He's seen this shit.
Yeah. Shout out to Raymond Castillo.
He's seen it.
Shout out to
him. And he felt it too.
No, because he knows. You know what I'm saying? He's in tune. So
absolutely.
He knows what's going on. He tells me what's going to happen before it happens and how to avoid it. But what I started doing was I was in marketing. I was in a business administration class, and I started learning about marketing research and advertising and stuff. So one of the first keys of marketing 101 is that a person doesn't know they want something until you put it in front of them, right? So what I started doing, my guy, Mr. Gyro, started making templates. And I didn't tell nobody what we were doing or anything. He'll send a template and I'll just put it in front of them like, yo, what you think about that? And they give me their critique. I'll take notes. Yo, what you think about that? Yo,
not knowing it's my shit.
Yeah.
Now you get an honest critique.
An honest critique. And it's like, all right, cool. And then by the time we did the first issue, it was over. Like, niggas was loving it. They was loving it. And then shout out to DJ K. Slay, rest in peace.
K. Slay is the God, man.
He was the first person and the only person that let us advertise another magazine publication in his magazine.
Fire.
And,
they just dedicated
a street to him.
K. Slay way
as they
should. Again, when we just talk like real quick without dragging it, a real dude that actually helped people better themselves. Anybody that talk about K. Slay will tell you that he's been a pioneer on helping put people on. We're gonna leave it at that. A real solid dude through and through. And that's what I'm standing on. That's what I'm standing on.
It's insane because in a good way that I was in jail and I just happened to be in the house with somebody that knew him. And he was like, yo, Champ, I got the magazine and the shit is moving. Like, I'm gonna put you on the phone with K-Slay. I said, for what? That's competition.
He got the going deeper.
Bro. He's like, yo, his shit is all over the fucking country. Maybe you give him a couple dollars, you'll advertise. You never know. Yeah. And I got on the phone with him, and that's exactly what he said. I'll charge y'all $1,200 for 2 pages.
Wow.
I'm like, all right, cool.
That's light too.
The love.
And that shit started moving all around the country and all the jails. And that was the number one. It's the biggest thing. Like, if a dude doesn't have that magazine, I should have bought one up here. If a dude doesn't have that magazine, you ain't lit. It's one of those things.
Fire.
Like you're not lit if you don't got that.
So let me ask you a question.
Fire.
How many publications do you put? Is it a monthly thing? How many times?
Bi-monthly.
Bi-monthly. Okay, so
Bi-monthly.
every other one, so 6 a year.
Yes, but
Okay.
no. Wait,
But wait, there's more.
there's more.
Okay.
So,
There's more. But wait, there's more.
So just one offering. Niggas got merch, subscription.
Don't just put me at 6 a year.
Nah, but there's we have multiple types of magazines. It's not just the Viral magazine, that's the social media magazine. There's a social media magazine. There's 3 pussy books that come out, platinum, black, and gold. Then there's I Love Girls, which are all the Instagram models that are clothed, platinum, black, and gold. Then there's the foreplay issues, 3 of those, platinum, black, and gold. And then there's the business magazine, and then it's the drip magazine. So we drop all those magazines every 2 months. So we oversaturate the market in a good way.
Oh my God.
So what you're doing is
Can't go nowhere
you're not
without it.
allowing
Yeah, it's fire.
competition.
There is competition.
No, but I'm just saying though.
You're trying to corner the
I got the
market,
hip hop.
yeah.
You want to see the pussy? We got that too. Once you build the brand, see, you're capitalizing on building the brand. Once you've built the brand and they respect and they know what you're bringing to the table, anything else you bring is gravy.
Yeah.
It's gravy.
Smooth
It's this
operation.
gravy.
And now we about to do a sports magazine to keep dudes in tune with you know.
Because one thing niggas love to argue about
is
sports.
And they'll watch ESPN and all that, but they don't got facts on paper.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? Written facts. Because I seen niggas get fucking cut
Right.
over one person believing LeBron got this over Jordan or
Yeah.
whatever. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So like making an encyclopedia that shows you like, look, listen, this is the facts of it.
5 minutes later.
So I just want to get into one last thing. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. So, you know, we've done the jail thing, and we've came home and we've now sampled success, right?
Right.
But you've sampled success not only being a part of someone else's brand, but building your own brand. Yes, sir. So now one of my biggest questions to you is the Champ brand. What does that look like, right? What does Champ see for itself? And give me a time frame on it. Like, what's your 3 to 5 year plan? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's crazy because I don't like answering that question.
Yeah,
I don't like answering that question, but I will answer it.
Yeah.
My thing is to, you know, is to brand myself in the way of being someone who's an achiever, who's overcome,
Right.
who has education that he can bring to others due to my story. Is to help build core curriculums and programs for the DOE.
Okay.
Mayor Adams, right? We had a
So
dope
we're gonna talk about the Mayor Adams thing,
yeah,
right?
so I'll just segue into that now. Mayor Adams, I was invited to do the 500 Men Walk with him as a Grand Marshal, which was big for an ex-convict.
Huge.
And we discussed the importance of having education in prison, in the prison system. I said, yo, you want to know why Rikers Island is wild? Because you're not educating them.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we had these conversations, and then he invited me again to the Gracie Mansion for the 50 years of hip hop celebration he had this few days ago.
Dope.
And it's coming.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No freaky. It's coming. So in 3 to 5 years, I see myself having my own documentary.
Absolutely.
Right. I definitely see myself on a cover of like Forbes or something digital.
There it is.
Digitally as
There it is.
And it's not. It doesn't have to be so much about the capital, but so much more so about the influence and the overcoming of things. I think that needs to be put out there more. And it doesn't have to be Forbes. I'd much rather it be a black publication.
But you said Forbes. That's
you know
it.
what's funny though?
Black
We're part of
Forbes.
Forbes Black.
Forbes
So
Black.
we got you.
Are you a part of that?
No, I don't even
You
know.
will
So
be.
got
You
you.
will be
We'll
in the
be
next
by
2 weeks.
the end of the week.
Okay.
We got you.
We got you on
We're gonna
Forbes
show you how to
Black.
do that. Yeah, you're gonna be a part of Forbes Black.
Also being someone who is counted on, what I'm very, very good at is like my set skill is helping build other people's platforms. I'm good at that, right? More so than myself.
He's a great
almost.
supporter.
Yeah.
For a player.
I'd rather see and say, all right, this young boy has talent.
Yeah.
He can do boom, boom, boom. All right, I'm gonna put you in these places and do these things, and I'm gonna step back.
Got you.
That's what I'm really good at. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe in other people's visions wholeheartedly, as long as it's moving in the right direction. And if I can make money doing it, cool. If not, I'd rather see you succeed, and you can come back and get me later. You know what I'm saying? And
That's called paying it forward.
That's absolutely.
Yeah.
It's called paying it forward.
right.
Real talk,
Yeah.
bro.
So
That's called paying it forward.
yeah, just being that mogul that, you know, I've studied the Steve Stouts, the Russell Simmons, and all these other characters, and I said, all right, one thing that they're all missing is that they never been to jail. I want to be the nigga that came out of jail at fucking 30-something years old, and I made such a difference and such an impact that it's like anybody who's coming out of that position has to follow that.
Absolutely.
Setting the bar.
But you know what's crazy though? We were just talking about that too, bro. You never know how, like I said, he's like, yo, my family's like, yo, he's bad Chad. You motherfuckers got a 6-figure business and all. You don't know who you're impacting why you do, because we doing it. We in the motion. I'm doing 12-hour days, 14. I'm not even thinking about who I'm impacting.
And that's what happens
You
when
know
you're
what
in
I'm
your
saying?
zone.
Yeah.
When you're in that
you were
zone.
just in that zone. You know the vibes,
Yep.
bro. And I'm curious for you, bro, because like you interview somebody. I just watched the Kid and Play shit. Those are my guys. I watched
man.
Fire. What interview is your favorite, bro?
They
Which one-
influenced the fucking
like,
decade.
It's
Kid
a
and Play.
two-part question,
Yeah.
bro. How do you prepare for interviews, and what was the one interview that stood out to you the most? Because like, you know, what was one gem that was like, yo, I'm implementing that in my shit today.
Right.
What was one of those that you was like, man, change the way you think?
My favorite interview was Ed Lover.
I love
far,
Ed
Ed
Lover.
Lover was great.
fanatic of the
He
Ed
was
Lover
awesome
show.
because
Right.
he had so much
Yeah.
knowledge of the game. This is like 50 years of hip hop sitting right in front of us. You know what I'm saying?
Him and Dr. Dre show was crazy.
Yeah, Yo MTV Raps.
Right.
But he did so much other stuff that it was, you know. So as far as my favorite, it was Ed Lover. Most informative was Michael Bivins.
Yeah,
from
Mike
New
Bivins.
Edition.
Yo, Michael.
Most informative. Like the stuff he broke down, I was just like, word.
Yeah.
It was a lot of word moments, like, word. You right, my nigga. I'm gonna start eating right today.
I like watching that vegan shit on Netflix. Nigga said that, what? I'm never eating that shit again, right? Yeah, instantly.
But one of the things that Michael Bivins is so like fucking thought provoking. Like he'll sit and say something like at the beginning of the interview.
Yeah.
And then a whole hour later he'll be like, so he'll say something else and then it'll connect.
Yeah.
And I that was unbelievable to me. I'm like, yo, how do you do that?
Later, nigga, play
Yeah, he's like, yeah, so remember, and then he's tapping me, he says, so champ, remember what I said at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
With da 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 da.
Yeah.
Now you get boom boom boom. I'm like, yo, bomba clots.
Yeah.
You right. Absolutely.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it was
yeah.
so many gems. It's not one I can name in particular.
Yeah.
But those have to be my two favorite interviews so far. Killer Mike was really great too. He's very informative.
First of all,
But how do you prepare for those two? Do you come in with set questions?
Killer
'Cause
Mike.
we do everything unscripted for
Killer
those
Mike
watching.
is
we just
crazy.
vibe.
Yeah,
for
no,
the
we
community.
the same way.
Same way.
We're pretty much the same way. Like
Yeah.
we you know, we got a group chat and we'll throw stuff out there and stuff like that. But then once the interview starts, you don't know where it's gonna go.
Organic, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Mav does an excellent job, and I watch him intently, and he does a great job at knowing where to navigate.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And he's evolved crazy. Like
Yeah,
it's
man.
few good one, like great one. Like Joe is a good one.
Guru was good.
Oh my god.
They sat in there for 5 hours. I heard. I wasn't there for that.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But that's basically how we do it. You know, we just talk. You know what I'm saying? If we know, okay, Yo Gotti's coming to the show next week. Okay, cool. I automatically start going on and
Yeah.
Yeah.
the web start calling people I know next to him,
Yeah.
da 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 da. Like, yo,
Yeah.
what he's not gonna talk about, boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom. But overall, it's very organic. It becomes a therapy session
Yo,
Nah,
that's
dude.
how it's
of
supposed
sorts
to be.
because you got so many different minds in the room.
That's how it's
You know what I mean?
But
That's
you
how I
gotta
felt
feel.
this
But
was.
you gotta feel comfortable. Again, right? We tell everybody that come on the show, listen, you're not getting ambushed. This is not what this is, right?
Right.
Be clear. We filling the void. We bringing people that you might not never get the chance to meet, and we bringing them right to you, and we sharing that information to show you the next person that's coming up, because it's always a cycle, right? So there's young people in the hood going through what we went through. That might feel like suicide. That might feel like ain't no way out. Might feel like I'm gonna be this my whole way. Hear your story and be like, holy shit, homie. He's just like me. If he can make it, I can make it.
Right.
Yeah, but that's why we named it that, bro.
Yeah, more than the title.
Because you're more than that, bro.
Right.
Like, I know you as champ, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I would love to get into how you got the name and all that stuff too, but I know we
Yeah.
on time. But like, bro, like
No, we
you-
could do a part two. Like that.
Yeah,
it's a
always.
fact.
That's always, you know what I'm
Nah.
saying? But like knowing who you are,
Yeah.
knowing the CEO that's making the decisions to make 500 million. How was your wifey with you? What was the decision? I asked
Yeah.
a millionaire one time, what was it like when you got your first million? Motherfucker told me it was just a Tuesday.
Yeah.
He said, JT, that was never the goal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know when he said that shit, I fucking fell out. He said that was never the
Yo,
goal,
that's
JT.
crazy. I
He
like
said it was
that.
just Tuesday.
Yeah.
That was never the goal. The
That's
goal was to
crazy.
empower my family and create freedom, bro. So
Yeah, I
if you're
like
thinking
that.
about your first million, it's not about all that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I don't even think that way. That's the crazy thing. I don't think about money.
We can't.
I
It's
said,
purpose.
if you do the work, the money will come.
Purpose-driven
You know what I'm
people,
saying?
bro.
Yeah.
And that's why we started a business, bro. We didn't take no money out the business in 10 months. We've been working for free.
Yeah.
How many motherfuckers y'all know that'll work for free
It's
and
a
not have a
fact.
check?
Look at me.
We did that for a few years.
You
For
know
the
what I'm trying to
magazine.
say?
No, I'm saying though, but look at me,
Though.
like not even 10 cents.
The
Like not
mindset.
even 10 cents.
The
Like,
mindset.
but
to
it's
have
just
that.
like, you know what I
It's
mean?
like, yo, bro, I just wanted to, really, I'm gonna be real with you, bro. I wanted to talk to the 21-year-old version of me.
Yeah.
I wanted to, because when I was coming to the industry, nigga, I was in there baggy pants, Pradas, braids down my back. Nobody was fucking with me. So I'm thinking to get to a C-level, so we had to marry in, I had to do all this other shit. Nobody put me aside like, yo, Jarrett, yo, I fuck with you. Yo, Mass, I fuck with you. I had to learn that shit, bro. So when I learned that shit, when I went through the ringer, got fired, did all that shit, bro, I done went through everything. So when it got time for me to actually put my brain out there, it was game over, bro.
Got you.
It was game over. So I was like, yo, bro, I'm not gonna front. I'm me. I'm from the Bronx, I'm street, I'm hip hop, I'm good on the block, I'm good in the boardrooms. Everywhere you wanna go, I'm good. But I wanna show you who the fuck I am, and I wanna know who the fuck you are. Cause that's when it pops. That's when the real organic magic happens, bro.
Yeah.
Like that's when sales happen. We go to the bar. Remember they told you the best sales happen on the golf course.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You heard that before, you feel me?
I've heard
and that's
that.
why relationships are currency, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, matter of fact, I'm gonna create the fucking golf course.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna create the golf
That's
course.
exactly
So for
what we
anybody's
doing.
watching,
Yeah.
that's what the value of this. Yes, we sitting there sipping, we chilling and all that, but that's what the value of this golf course is. We own the IP, we own everything. Guess what? I went downstairs and just pulled out my iPhone and started popping off and started talking and being me with a hat and a hoodie in business atmospheres. CEOs, you think I could have been like, yo, my God, I'm gonna put my cognacs on? Nigga, I'm walking in like this with my Jordan 1s on. And if
Being
you
you.
don't fuck with me, you don't fuck with me.
Right.
If you fuck with me, you fuck with me. But if we do, I got a lot of ideas.
Got you.
Listen, man.
That's
I'm
dope,
gonna
bro.
tell you
I
guys
respect
right
that,
now,
my
You know what
man.
I'm saying, bro?
This
That's real
this
nigga
has
shit.
been an amazing
Amazing
episode.
episode.
I had a great
This has
time,
been an
man.
amazing episode. We want to thank our guest, man, Champ, for
Thank
pulling
you, bro.
up.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, I want you to
This
just
is you, bro.
leave our listeners on a final thought.
Oh yeah, that's easy.
Please,
too.
and then let them know where they can find you.
you,
Absolutely,
hit you
but
up, all
give
that.
them a final thought on what you want to leave them with.
Good is the enemy of great, and extraordinary is mandatory. Very simple.
There it
Wait,
is.
repeat it one more time.
Look, you gotta be taking a shot at this shit. That shit came out. Yeah, that LL shit come. There go that fucking LL shit. All I need is lick the lemon. You know what I'm saying?
So the thing is, all right, so good is the enemy of great, and extraordinary is mandatory. How are we all sitting here right now? Because we're doing something extraordinary. Right? You have the resources, you have the tools you need to do what you got to do, and connect with the people you can connect with because you're doing something that's above average. Good is the enemy of great, and extraordinary is mandatory. We were good for a time. We became great, but this is the pinnacle right here.
Right.
How do you separate yourself and make yourself stand out? You
There it
have to
is.
be extraordinary. So that's my mantra every day.
There it is.
Every day.
We chopping that.
I appreciate
And
it.
That
you follow
clipping
me-
that.
Yeah.
We
I'm
clipping
gonna
that.
stand up, give you love, bro.
Yeah. Hold on. Let them know where you can follow you first.
You can follow me on Instagram at champ MEO CHAMP MEO. Make sure y'all tap into my Expert Opinion show on YouTube. The newest clips are
Subscribe
out.
to that, absolutely.
Subscribe, like, and share. Don't
Yeah.
cost you no paper unless you're a motherfucking hater. You know what I mean? Make sure you tap into my guys right here.
Yeah,
right,
we in there.
Jarrett and Chadeo,
Yeah,
CEO.
yeah.
You know what I mean? More than the title.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
man.
saying?
And
Bet on
understand,
yourself,
man,
man.
listen.
I appreciate y'all, brother.
Listen,
We appreciate you,
this
bro.
is part one. We definitely gonna circle back, but
I'm gonna be like how Bootsy is with Vlad.
yeah, I'm telling you.
We're gonna start doing trending topics and all
I'm
that.
telling y'all
We
right
gonna hit
now,
up the
right?
Patreon.
We
We
telling
got-
y'all right now, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna see a lot. You're gonna see a lot more work from us with this dude, even if it's not on the podcast.
Absolutely.
Because real recognize real and real recognize lame. We out of here. Thank y'all
outta
for
here.
fucking
More than
tuning
title,
in.
baby.
We see y'all later, baby.
Yeah, my boy.
Nah, we appreciate you, blood. Yeah, that's good.
Fire.
What you know about me? I seen it all, heard it all. Oh, what you know about me? I done it all, just want it